I spent hundreds of dollars on an eyelash serum that ended up making me look older. This was me 2 years ago, right before I started using Grande Lash. You can see that I have pretty naturally hooded eyes. But my eyes went from this to this in about a year. Here's a closer up picture. This is what we started with. This is what I ended up with. But now I'm back to this. As you can see, I have my naturally hooded eye back. Just looking at it as a whole, we went from this to this, where my eyelashes are probably at their longest, to this right after I stopped using it, and now to this. So what caused the hollowing of my upper eyelids when I used Grande Lash? Well, prostaglandins, which in March 13th, 2024, Grande Lash was sued for not adequately communicating to consumers that 3 of its products contain this ingredient, which is a prostaglandin analog, and in turn, wasn't properly communicating their adverse effects. This was a $6.25 million settlement. This is because the prostaglandin that they use can result in iris color change and preorbital fat loss. It's interesting because if you look it up on their website today, it still says that Grande Lash does not cause periorbital fat loss or iris color change. I'm not dogging on Grande Lash for using prostaglandins because some people do like the orbital fat loss if they don't like their hooded eyes to begin with. And they are not the only eyelash serum that uses prostaglandins. In fact, most of them do, such as Latisse, Grande Lash, R&F Lash Boost, Revitalash, eyelash, and Eyelash serum. But when I stopped using Grande Lash, my eye hollowing significantly improved. My eyelashes went from this to this, and this is obviously a much thicker coat of mascara than the first picture, and in typical me fashion, I wasn't satisfied. So I decided to try a different eyelash serum. And no, this is not sponsored in any kind of capacity. I googled the highest rated eyelash serums without prostaglandin, and this was number 1 on most lists, but also much cheaper. It's the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Lash and Eyebrow Serum. The Ordinary Lash Serum does not contain prostaglandins. It's also safe to use on your eyebrows as well. Just for comparison, this serum is about $18 on Amazon versus the same amount for Grande Lash is $68. So again, this is with Grande Lash. This is at their shortest point after they fell out in response to stopping Grande Lash. Here is after about 3 months of using this eyelash serum, which I will say was definitely slower growing my eyelashes than Grande Lash. How did I go from hooded eyes to very hollow upper eyes and back to hooded eyes? Well, that did not just happen by stopping the use of prostaglandins, because the periorbital fat loss is supposed to be permanent. So here's what I use. If you watch my videos, you know what I'm going to say. This is Volufiline. Volufiline is a patented cosmetic booster from the French company Sederma. It's been shown to increase the proliferation of adipocytes, which is a fancy way to say it increases your volume of fat in any given place that you put it. Topically, this is not something that you inject. This is the active ingredient in a 56-day clinical trial on 28 volunteers. Mix Volufiline with an oil-based moisturizer. You have to mix it with an oil-based moisturizer because it's oil soluble. The subject experienced at the lowest, a 1.4% increase in the volume. They applied it all the way up to the best responders at 8.4%. The original clinical trial was on increasing breast size, which yes, I have done an experiment on. And yes, it did work. After 56 days of once-a-night topical application, I experienced about a 6% increase in volume. And yes, that volume is permanent, so you have to be careful where you put it. I started applying Volufiline back in October, and I stopped in about January. Like I said, the results are permanent. I do think my upper eyelids are something that are just going to hollow with age. Genetically, I have Balkan ancestry. If you look at other celebrities like Mila Kunis or Nina Dobrev, there are definitely people who just hollow their upper eyelids when they age. A lot of people say that she got a blepharoplasty. She has flat out denied it. And looking back at her pictures over the years, the change was not stark, it was very gradual. So I do believe that. If my eyelids ever do start to hollow like this again, bet your bottom dollar that I'll be using Volufiline again. Because I do think all in all, my upper eyelids were one of the biggest things that made me look older than I was, and replacing that volume is one of the biggest things that have made me look younger now. For the people out there who don't like their upper eyelids or would like more eyelid space, Grande Lash might be absolutely perfect for you. But for the people who prefer to have more volume in their upper eyelids, like myself, these two very unsponsored things are very effective. I have them both linked in my Amazon storefront. If you don't want me to earn commission, which is totally fine, feel free to search it from the link on a completely separate device. My followers bullied me into getting an Amazon storefront. They could just click on the things that I research on this channel. Not research. I'm not conducting peer-reviewed studies. That's not me. I am looking at the research, hopefully in a pretty non-biased way. No affiliation with Sederma or The Ordinary. I get very insecure about people think that I'm just pushing products. I don't do that. Unless it's like fashion, you know what I mean? If somebody's like, ooh, do you want this free shirt? And I like the shirt. I'm like, yeah, I do. I feel like the Western fashion girly, science-backed health stuff. But anyways, I know I'll get questions asking, can you use this on your lips? Theoretically, yes. But there are people who don't respond very well to it, and they are high responders. The difference in volume is stark. The difference between 1% and 8%. I'm a medium to high responder. And if anyone is curious what I use for mascara, it's L'Oreal Telescopic. Again, no affiliation. I would take that. L'Oreal, hit me up. Just kidding. Not really. Anyways, catch you in the next video. Thanks. Bye.